Hi, my name is Nick and I run the social media for an 8-figure venture capital funded sports startup called Epic Sports. And this is gonna be a day in my life. Or rather, a week in my life. So I've had this job for 2 months already. Right now it's May 20th and I started on March 18th. Or at least that's when we posted the first video. Technically I was on a little bit before that, of course, but we've pretty much been live with the content for 2 months now. But actually right now is the first time I am at the company office in Berlin. So I usually live in Hamburg right now and do the work pretty much completely remote.
Hello from Berlin. We are in Prenzlauer Berg, totally new district. Staying with my mate Moritz, he's such a legend, bro. This apartment is so cool. I'm really jealous. It's such a good spot. Really motivating for me to try and work on finding my own spot, to be honest, because I imagine for him having a good apartment like that is just so good. You know, you build it out once and then you just, you know, might be able to live there for years. Something I've never thought about it like that. Always thought about apartments in the city, like I get it, and then who knows how long you might stay there, but yeah. Well, anyways, I'm gonna try and catch the bus now. Vanessa just texted me that she's in the office now and can let me in, and then yeah, we're heading to Epic's. It's gonna be really interesting. It's the first time I'll be there in the office. I probably said that already like 10 times. Either during this video or during the previous ones. Okay, let's go. Dude, this place is so nice. So this is Saarbrücker Straße. Check out the houses, man, it's so cool. On the map, it looked like it's kind of some random side street, but I guess that's how most streets in Berlin look on the map. But actually, this is super cool. Or well, I guess it might also just be that it's like expensive offices here and stuff, and so they are kind of investing in it, you know? Yeah, but this is cool. It's like these really old factory houses and Jugendzentrum, Siebdruck Pro Musikstudio. That's pretty sick. So we have to head to Saarbrücker Straße 31. I think that address is public. I hope it is. Yeah, I think so. Probably is. Well, anyways. Dude, this is sick. A massive Innenhof. Okay, I am lost. I have no idea where the office is. I'm in the right building, I think, but it didn't show up. I can't find it. And that is second day done in the Epic's office. Time really flies. Some initial thoughts on it are that it's really good to work in an office, actually. It's been too long since I've had a proper office. Like at Krüger, at the airplane business, I did have an office, but it was still me just working on my own stuff for the most part. And it's kind of the same at Epic's, but it's kind of open plan, and so it's way more collaborative, and you get this vibe of being, yeah, just with people, you know? And that's really good, having a place to go to in the morning where you just know, okay, this is the stuff we got to do today, and you get to do it in an environment that really inspires you and motivates you to actually get it done, you know, instead of sitting at home where there's all these other distractions always happening. So yeah, that's something where I really wouldn't have thought that like a couple of months ago, you know, when you think about having a home office and being able to work remotely. That sounds like the dream and the best thing that you could ever have. Something that everybody's, looking for and wants to get. But once that's your only option, having the ability to go into an office really becomes attractive. At least for me, that's the case. So yeah, good stuff. Now I'm gonna get some food. It's quite early. I mean, I only do 20 hours. I kind of forget that when I get really into the zone, I just want to go there and keep going. But we're kind of pretty well set up with the content for this week. Tomorrow there's an announcement for a new partnership with YTTP, which is really cool. That's finally done deal, and it's going to be announced. So really cool stuff. So yeah, to be totally honest with you guys, I am pretty new still to this YouTube thing. This is probably my third video I've continuously posted in this most recent attempt of catching momentum. I want to put out these weekly vlogs or just YouTube videos about my life. And it's already Wednesday, so I post on Thursdays currently. So I basically have to get this video out within the next 26 hours, which is probably going to be pretty impossible because I have to sleep at least 8 hours. I have to work at least 5. Then I'm on the bus for 3. I don't know. I'm probably... it's such a mess. And then also I just filmed a ton of clips throughout the 5 days or something I've been here. And now I'm filming this after the fact just because this apartment looks so cool. And Moritz, he's just out right now. And I gotta realize, he's probably gonna be back soon. But it would be so cringe to film this with other people in the apartment. So I just set up the setup real quick with the light there and these cool lights there and everything so that I can film this and get some honest thoughts. But usually I make Instagram content and all of that is scripted. So it's really weird for me to speak off the cuff. But the reason I'm telling you all of that is actually not to waste your time, but to make this a bit of an interactive experience, I guess, because what I've realized is that a lot of these people who make these vlogging content stuff, they always seem, when we look at them having 30, 40k followers or whatever, being established, quote unquote. What I oftentimes feel is that I think, oh man, they've got it all figured out. They've had this concept from the very beginning. They just stuck to it. Now they're successful. Damn, why are they so good? Why does it come easy to everybody else but not me? But matter of fact is most people start off with very little plan, with very little experience, and with very little confidence. And all of that only gets built through going through the process. But something that I at least think is happening is that some people have this attitude of trying to cover up their blemishes and seeming maybe more well put together than they actually are. Because in the beginning it's uncomfortable. You don't know if it's gonna work and the video might get low views and all of that. And I want to try to really put the spotlight on that, like I am doing with this rambling, winding, long-winded take right now. Just telling you that, I have 550 subscribers right now. My last video flopped really badly. It got 70 views in a week. So feels like basically nobody fucking cares, even though I put in a lot of effort into that. And I just want to share that, it's something that happens, and I don't know, maybe I will get to a point where somebody else looks at my videos, and it's like, oh, he got it all figured out. And if that happens, this is for you, because I actually have not gotten it figured out. I didn't have it figured out, and probably I won't have it figured out in the near future. But in an effort of working towards figuring it out, we're just trying to stick to the, to the momentum here, to the rhythm, to the loop. So, but also I literally don't have any clue how I'm going to edit this, piece this together. I don't know. Future me's got to figure that one out. This trip also was intended as a bit of a trial for me, to just get the vibe of Berlin. Because, I really want to move. I'm not too comfortable with my current living situation anymore. And I just want to, make a step. Just feels like that time in life right now, So all in all, it's been a successful trip. I kind of had the hook of
working for an 8-figure startup in the beginning. But it's just not that much about the startup right now. I hope you're not sorry about, that the video kind of going in a different direction. I just wasn't able to film as much there as I would have liked to, because obviously it's a job and I have to be kind of like act professional. But yeah, that's a topic that I do want to discuss down the line a lot more. And I'm just trying to stick to the motions here, kind of let you guys be part of what's happening, and it's a really interesting time for me right now, because obviously it's the best job I've ever had. And it's really a lot of freedom that comes with that, but also there's a certain amount of pressure, a certain amount of fear of not being able to live up to that, a certain amount of imposter syndrome happening. And then also the living situation, it feels like it's not the most secure job doing social media for a startup, a tech startup. So putting all my money on that, all my eggs in one basket, and moving to Berlin feels really scary. But again, I'm just saying that out loud because I believe that it is something that a lot of people actually struggle with. And I just haven't gotten many people who, I just haven't heard a lot of people talk about that. Maybe that is, I believe if more people in my vicinity or like the creators I follow would have talked about that maybe that would have helped me now make up my mind about this, about either just going in or taking a step back and doing it differently, Yeah, anyways, this video feels really incomplete right now. It feels really weird to stop filming now. And there's this urge of just like deleting the footage and being like, bro, I have to make a structured video. I feel like I didn't deliver on the premise of the video, and I just rambled a lot and wasn't able to clearly communicate what I actually wanted to say. But again, taking a deep breath and realizing that is probably part of the process. Probably most people who are great at telling stories now, really structured and concise, weren't good at that in the beginning. And because of that, I'm going to cut it at that. I'm going to give it my all and make this into something until tomorrow. Upload this to the internet. And if you're interested in hearing all the things I couldn't go more in depth, if you're interested about learning a bit about, I guess, entrepreneurship or my content creation journey, because like it did lead me to a fairly successful station right now, I would love to talk about that more down the line. And you're welcome to subscribe to the channel and stick along for the ride. I'm gonna try and upload a video every week and just keep it going, man. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.